Hi everyone, today is my last day in this quarantine hotel. Hang on, it doesn't mean it's my last day of my quarantine. I meant it's my last day of my quarantine in this hotel. And tomorrow they are gonna take me to my next quarantine hotel in Dongyang, which is my third quarantine hotel, and I will stay there for 7 days. And after that, I can go back home and do another 7 days self-isolation. So let's do the math. I will have my freedom on the 8th of March, and that is International Women's Day. Freedom! To be honest, I love my quarantine so much so far, and I don't want to leave this place. Okay, let me tell you why I want to stay here. Firstly, I don't have to make any decisions on what to eat or where to go because this is my whole space and the hotel decides what I eat. So they get you breakfast at 7:30, knocking on the door, making sure that you know the breakfast is here, and lunch at 11:30 and dinner at 5:30. And at the same time, I don't have access to all the social media. That means I have all the time in the world that I can do whatever I want to do. I think the second thing is I really like the hotel and the service here. I like the design and they have a balcony outside. I always love balconies with a good view, and this room has a balcony with a lake view. I love it. Apart from that, there's aircon and there's TV, but I never watch TV. And they have a small fridge, they have iron, and the toilet. Oh my god, I love the toilet here. Why? Let me show you. So the toilet, you can heat up the seat. That means in a cold winter night, when you sit on the toilet, it's actually very warm. Imagine how nice that feels. So yeah, I like the toilet, the shower room, and also they have a weight scale. They have everything you need. So I really like the place. Well, what I have been enjoying the most is the time that I spend with myself. I feel like I have been always chasing something. For example, when I was working, I was always chasing one engagement after another one. And when you have holidays, you always want to see the places that you haven't been, and you want to meet people, you want to go out to social, you want to go attend those events. There are endless to-do list that you have. Now, although I also have lots of things I want to do, I just spend a lot of more time being with myself, and I spend lots of time just doing reading, writing, painting, working out, and or daydreaming. I like daydreaming. There are so many ideas in the brain, and I just like to write them down and reflecting on some of the stuff, and I can connect a lot of them together, and I have lots of new sparks in my head, and I really enjoy the time that I spend with myself. I never felt bored. Well, this is the perfect version of my quarantine, and now it's time to show you the dark side. Not everything is going very well. For example, since I came back to China, I haven't really had good sleep. Even if I slept late, I still woke up very early, and I don't usually wake up early. So yeah, and second thing is I think I got quite sick for a few days. I think that's the second day after I came back to Shanghai. I got really sick, and after I moved into this hotel, the second day I think I also felt really sick. Thankfully, it's not COVID. And speaking of COVID, oh my god, I have done the test for 4 times, and before I came back to China, I actually never done even one test. So the first time was when I landed in Shanghai. I did the test in the airport, and then the rest of 3 times it's all in this quarantine hotel. And the worst is when you do the test here, you need to do both sides. You know how terrible it feels like when they stick the swab up to your nose. It feels really terrible. And every time I had tears in my eyes when I did the test. And you know when you were a kid that you started to cry when you see the nurse having the needle in their hand? And that's how I feel like. I get so scared when I see they have the swab in their hand. That's not a good experience. I hope I don't have to take more tests like that. There's something worse than COVID test. That is those emotional days. Especially when I first came back to China, I think the first few days I was really emotional. I really miss New Zealand so much because one thing is like the strong contrast between these two places. Now it's winter, it's raining, cloudy in China, and before I left New Zealand, it was like summer and always sunny, so beautiful. And I just miss everything there, like the people, those beautiful places. I even started to question myself, why did you leave New Zealand? Why did you give up so much? Why didn't you stay there? Also, when you're alone, you just think a lot, thinking I can do this and I can do that if I stay in New Zealand for longer. But I know that I always wanted a change, but I think when you really make the change, you just have so many beautiful memories and you can't help thinking of those when you leave the place. Now I'm in China physically and I just need to go ahead and move forward. Anyways, it just leads me to think a lot of more of why, and also I think somehow it also helped me to think why did I move, and to think further of what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Oh, that's too much, but what I wanted to do for the next step. Yeah, but I still miss New Zealand and I miss everyone. Yeah, well, hopefully COVID will be gone soon, but I know it changed so fast and we never know how it will be like. So make the best out of what we have. Overall, I really enjoy the time and the people really nice. The staff and the nurse, they provide really good service, and after going through this, I can see like how much hard work all the staff have been putting, and they have to wear the protective clothing the whole day, and they need to do the temperature twice every day. Like they need to knock on the door by door, and they need to do the COVID test. I know that we don't feel nice when we do the test. I also don't think it's a nice experience for them. And some people, I know that they complain when they do the test. For the staff, they need to like, it's not their responsibility that you need to do the test, but they are just doing their work and they have to take all the complaints and still provide such nice service. So I really appreciate what they have done for me and for all of us, and actually not only like the nurse, the frontline workers in China, but all of the world. And I think they deserve a lot of more acknowledgement. And since I'm leaving tomorrow, I want to show my appreciation to them, so I actually drew this one. So this is actually the nurse who always took my temperature and did my test, and she's wearing glasses, so I drew the glasses and mask. I can't really see her face, but yeah, I drew this based on how she looks like. And what I wrote here is, "Dear O, thank you very much for your hard work." And this is it's funny that I just wanted her to know that I'm scared every time when I see you holding the swab. Anyways, I appreciate all of your hard work and thank you very much.